Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? KMB the Sexy Ninja in the place to be for C Plus Studios, and welcome to the New World Podcast, brother. It is fueled, it is powered. You will acknowledge crazyhoodiez.com. That's right, crazyhoodiez.com. All designs created by Big Daddy. Check out his podcast, Big Daddy Forever. Go check out his solo YouTube page, Big Daddy of C Plus Studios, and let's run them numbers up. Talking about running numbers up, let's run this YouTube channel number up. Like, let's get it going. Let's get C Plus Studios. Get out there and let us entertain you. We are on all social media platforms. We are anywhere and everywhere you get podcasts. We're on Twitch. So come rock with us, man. It's a good time. If you subscribe to the C Plus Studios feed, you get the New World Podcast. You get Big Daddy Forever. You get the Sexy Ninja Cast. You also get that Juggle Vlog music reviews I do every once in a while. And you also get the staple of C Plus Studios, and that is the Social Vent Podcast, baby! So you can't miss it. You can't miss it. Can't miss it. Can't miss it. C Plus Studios is here to stay. So here is the inaugural review of a Dynamite episode. And yes, I know what I've said before about AEW Dynamite. I've said my piece, and I still mean it. But I tuned in to see the aftermath of the drama that CM Punk has made, and I wanted to see the results of where we were going to go with this show. And I gotta tell you, it starts off with Tony Khan saying we're going to have a tournament for the AEW World Championship. So stripping CM Punk of the title, and the Elite being stripped of the Trios Championship. We also hear from MJF, who starts the show, and when that started, I was like, yeah, MJF, but he came out he sounded like a babyface for a while, and I'm like, please don't be a babyface now, MJF, you're too good for that. But before we get right into that, man, Tony Khan, when he made this announcement about the tournament and about a new Trios champion and everything like that, he looked like he took like a big snort of coke or something, man. That boy's eyes were bugging. I was like, hot damn. There's some over here. But besides the point, MJF comes out. John Moxley comes out. It's about a 15, 16-minute segment to start Dynamite. I enjoyed it, though. I really did enjoy it. John Moxley did his thing, but MJF started off that babyface, and then he went into being a heel, throwing the Buffalo Bills jersey down. MJF just doing the magic of the people. And MJF, man, he is good on the mic. And I gotta tell you, going into this whole what's it called, AEW thing, and I don't know squat. I don't know storylines. I don't know who's almost who's who, but I'm slowly picking it up, and I will tune in every week just to see where we're going, man. I want to see where this tournament's gonna do, and the weird thing with the tournament is that they're listing how many times Bryan Danielson has been champion or Chris Jericho has been champion, and I'm like, are you counting not AEW? Are you counting WWE in those regards of championships that have been held? Because it says like Chris Jericho's 6-time world champion or something like that, and I was like, wait. And then I remember texting Penta and being like, are they counting the WWE as world championships that they've held? You know, if so, that's pretty cool in my opinion, because it gives a little bit more like leeway of being like, oh man, that's a 10-time champion. Well, he's only held the belt twice in AEW. In other places, so calm down. But we start off with a great match. Best friends, Chuck Taylor, Orange Cassidy, and Trent Beretta versus Death Triangle. That's a badass name, I'm not going to lie. With the Bastard Pac, Penta El Zero M, and Rey Fenix for the AEW World Trios Championship, man. this has gold all over it, man. Like, I was highly entertained. It was back and forth, great spots, great. I had a blast, and man, that crowd in Buffalo was rocking, man. They were rocking, and I gotta say, I think that's what I really like about the AEW crowd, because it feels like an Indies crowd, you know, kind of like how NXT does it. And they are hook, line, and sinker for this, and much power to them, man. But I really enjoyed this match. Like I said, everything was like, oh shit. But you have your new trio champion, Death Triangle, still a badass name. Up next was Penelope Ford versus Toni Storm, the newest AEW Women's Champion. And I gotta say, Toni Storm, congrats. I know it's been a long time coming, but you deserve that title, man. You rocked it. And the last time I remember watching AEW, like in the beginnings, I know they had problems with the women's division, but from what I saw from AEW Dynamite, that's not the case anymore, man. They are definitely they definitely improved, and I'm not saying that just to say that, just because I've been out of the loop. I follow the big headlines for AEW, you know, like with the CM Punks or things like here and there, or things I hear on the Dirt Sheets or the Busted Open Radio podcast or this and that, little headlines, but I've never sat down and watched a full Dynamite in a very, very long time, and I actually really, really, really enjoyed it. Action Bronson and Hook did a thing. There was a little package for them between 2.0 on one hand and Action Bronson. That was really cool. Hook, though, I don't know who this Hook guy is. Like, I'll be honest, but I did a little bit of digging after I watched the show, and I'm like, okay. Then the Acclaimed make their entrance, but Max Caster's rap gets cut off by Shane Strickland's entrance. And he's like, he's got a joke for us, the Acclaimed, as AEW champions, tag team champions. Man. Well, this is where I was like kind of confused about, because I've seen this around. I've seen this on the interwebs. This whole scissor me, daddy ass, you know, and you see the fingers, and I was like, what is this? Now I know where it comes from. And I saw the shirt, and I was like, scissor me daddy ass, huh? All right. Well, if that makes you pop, that makes you pop. God bless you. It was entertaining for the most part. And there was a nice little backstage segment with Chris Jericho, because he's in the tournament as well. But we got Tony Nese versus Wardlow, and I gotta say, Wardlow's a beast. I already knew he was a beast, but man, those power bombs, I do not want to take a power bomb from that man at all. Because it looks like it hurts. Called the Power Bomb Symphony, and it is a symphony for my back hurting while I'm seeing Tony Nese get driven into the mat by Wardlow, who's the AEW TNT champion. And I gotta say, Wardlow's promo afterwards, he's like, to all the doubters, to all the haters, everyone says Wardlow. Almost going into Macho Man. Wardlow here. Yeah. To all doubters and haters in the back, I'm here. But the highlight of the show for me personally was the first part of this tournament for the Dynamite wildcard match, you know, for the AEW Championship. Hangman Page versus the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. It was a fun match. I was on the edge of my seat for most of it. Just like, oh. And I was going for Bryan Danielson because I love Bryan Danielson. When he brought back the American Dragon gimmick, man, I was like, fuck yeah. Sign me up. Sign me up. But Bryan Danielson got the win. He's going to go face Chris Jericho. And I don't know why I giddied like a schoolgirl, because I was like, whoa. The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho. Oh, yeah. And Moxley's in this tournament, too, so we're going to see. And definitely to end the night, Daniel Garcia versus Wheeler Yuta for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. great way to end the show. And I'm glad, I got a little sentimental when it came to the Ring of Honor stuff, when they, with, Cesaro, a.k.a. Claudio, seeing that championship and just seeing the Ring of Honor Pure Championship and seeing at the end when they actually shook hands, it was a code of honor that you kept. Daniel Garcia wins by submission with a Dragon Tamer. And it was just like, damn, that was a great match. I'm like, okay, man, if you guys can do this in 2 hours, and there was no mention of Punk, there was no mention of the Elite. It was like we start the show with a coked up Tony Khan just saying we're gonna have this tournament, we're gonna have the new Trios Champion crown tonight, and it was a great show. I really did enjoy AEW Dynamite. I'm surprised just because I was kind of going with low expectations of what we're going to see in the show, but now I kind of get why everyone is on the AEW train, and I dig it, man. I dig it. I'm going to be watching some more and seeing what's going on. I definitely want to go now watch All Out just to see how the matches turned out and everything like that. And I know people have always complained about the booking of the way the shows are because they say that Tony's a big mark, he's just one of the boys and stuff like that. But hey, man, at the end of the day, we're all fans of this stuff. So, and I know someone's out there like, yo, I've listened to old podcasts where you just shit on AEW. I'm like, yeah, because there's reasons why I shit on AEW for reasons, and I do shit on WWE. So, but WWE lately with this whole Triple H thing, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how these two entities collide with each other creatively. Where we're gonna go, who's gonna be champion. And I want to see Bryan Danielson as the AEW World Champion. I want that, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think either it's gonna be because I think Moxley, from what I've heard, was supposed to go on vacation after Punk took the title and everything like that. I think Moxley was supposed to go on vacation. That's what I heard. So we shall see. But I really like this whole post-match thing after the main event. Bryan Danielson comes to the ring, and Yuta shoves him aside like, I got this. And he shakes Garcia's hand because I guess Garcia's part of Jericho's appreciation group. There's a lot of factions that I'm trying to keep up with too. But I like that, just mind games of Bryan Danielson. Chris Jericho comes down and he's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on? What is this? And Jericho is Jericho. He is the GOAT. And the show ends and I was just like, all right, I feel satisfied. I want to see Rampage. So now it's just like, now that I've stuffed AEW into my timeline of some wrestling, it's definitely going to be a chore, not in a bad way, but just keeping up with all these shows because I definitely want to watch Friday Night SmackDown. And I think Rampage is only an hour or something like that, but they got some matches on that show that piqued my interest. So we shall see. Let me know what you thought of this week's AEW Dynamite. Drop your comments below. Like and subscribe, share with your grandma, share with your grandpa, share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB the Sexy Ninja, and remember, the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Maybe I don't care about these people. Maybe, just maybe, I look at the world title as nothing more than a bargaining chip that I can use for the bidding war of 2024.